Griffith's Donald Mackay was a community-minded man who in the 1970s stood up to encroaching criminality in his hometown. For standing up, according to his principles, against the ruthless forces of corruption, he would pay the ultimate price. Born in Griffith on the 13th of September 1933, Donald Bruce Mackay became a businessman, owning a furniture shop on the corner of Yamble Street and John Darien Avenue. Dedicated to his community, Mackay spent his spare time belonging to service groups, Apex and Rotary, and became involved with establishing a special school and an aged care home in Griffith. Deciding to stand as a Liberal Party candidate in state and federal election campaigns, while engaging in community consultation, Mackay became concerned with reports of the growing local drug trade in the area and its impact on young people. Since the 1920s, Calabrian immigrants had moved to the area and used their skills to grow oranges and grapes on irrigated farms. But what they also brought with them from the old country was the Drangheta, or honoured society, an organised crime syndicate. Having lost to flamboyant Labor candidate Al Grassby in the 1974 federal election, Mackay approached the Griffith police with information on drug activities handed to him from community members during his campaigning. Mackay, however, soon developed a sneaking suspicion that the Griffith police had been paid off by organised crime figures, so he decided to circumvent local law enforcement and reported the information to the drug squad in Sydney. Mackay's information led to a raid on a farm at Collyamberley, south of Griffith, where a record $80 million worth of cannabis was seized, while a group of Italian men were found guilty of growing the crop in March 1977. The informant, Donald Mackay's name, was not redacted from the police brief of evidence. From that moment on, his days were numbered. Bruno Robert Trimbole was born to Calabrian immigrant parents in Griffith in 1931, and while attempting to run a series of legitimate businesses, he also ran an organisation of pickers on cannabis farms around the region for the Drangheta. It's believed he was tasked by his superiors to eliminate the Mackay problem. On the 12th of July 1977, an attempt was made to lure Mackay to the border town of Jerilderie using a furniture inquiry as a ruse. But Mackay sent an employee, Bruce Pursehouse, in his place. The hit was called off. After work on Thursday, the 15th of July 1977, Mackay drove a block away from his furniture shop to the Griffith Hotel, where he had drinks with friends and associates. Leaving at 6:15 p.m, Mackay went to the drive-through bottle shop and purchased a cask of Coolabah wine and walked towards his delivery van, parked in the Griffith Hotel car park. An accountant, working late in the office building adjacent to the car park, heard something like 3 whip cracks and a person groaning. He thought nothing of it. 43-year-old Donald Mackay did not arrive home that night to his family. his wife Barbara, and 4 children. The following morning, Mackay's delivery van was located in the Griffith Hotel car park with a blood splatter on it, and on the ground, drag marks, a pool of blood, and 3.22 caliber shell casings. A police homicide investigation came up with very little in the days following the disappearance. Conveniently, local mafia figures all had alibis for their whereabouts on the night of Mackay's disappearance, including Robert Trimbole. Almost 2 weeks after Donald Mackay went missing, a crowd of 6,000 people attended a Thanksgiving service in his honour on the lawns of the Griffith Base Hospital. In the following years, the Woodward Royal Commission into Drug Trafficking would name 6 organised crime figures involved in the disappearance of Donald Mackay. One of them was Robert Trimbole. Feeling the heat, Trimbole fled the country in 1981. Following an inquest into Mackay's death, 4 men were named in the conspiracy to kill the anti-drugs campaigner. Robert Trimbole, who tasked Gianfranco Tazzoni. Tazzoni in turn contacted associate George Joseph, who arranged a meeting with underworld hitman James Bazley, believed to have been the trigger man. Tazzoni turned Crown witness, while Bazley and Joseph were convicted of conspiracy. Robert Trimbole successfully avoided extradition before dying on the run in Spain in 1986. Alleged assassin James Bazley died in 2018, taking secrets to the grave. He was the last man who could have given evidence against high-level mafia figures involved in the Mackay disappearance. Heavily suspected during his life, following Labor politician Al Grassby's death in 2005, his links to the Calabrian Mafia became known. It's alleged that he was paid a large sum to smear Mackay's widow Barbara as having a role in her husband's death. Courageously staying in Griffith and taking up her husband's cause, Barbara Mackay died in 2001. Their eldest son, Paul, who followed his parents' fine example and never gave up on the fight for justice for his father, died in 2020. Donald Mackay's body has never been found.